Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Okay, this is the kit I've been talking about for a while now, and as I said, it is out of control and probably the largest kit I've ever built. I saw this about, I don't know, 3 months ago, and it started out as a bushcraft tool roll, and the bloke had a tool roll that had a roll with about 5 or 6 tools in it. Anyway, I bought a roll, put the tools in it, and I thought, that's a damn good idea. But then I started buying tools for it, and I thought, well, why not do it in a bag? And then it just snowballed from there, and I've ended up with 3 bags. They're heavy, but each has got plenty of gear in it, too much gear in it. But anyway, I'll show you what one. This is the first one. I'll do 3 videos for the 3 bags. I probably don't need any of this stuff. They'll probably just sit in the bags and then that'll be it. But I have built it now. I've spent the money. I've made some stuff. A lot of the gear I had, some of it I didn't. I bought it and gone from there. And it is what it is. I love making kits. I've probably got a bit of redundancy in this as well. But if I ever need to go out in the bush, and I need all this gear, I'll just throw it in the boot. I've got 3 bags, and I've got enough gear in here. I could just about do any project I wanted, and the gear's in there. I don't need to really do. I could just go to these bags, and I could just about do any tool-related gear for bushcrafting, and it's already in here. So I've pretty much covered just about everything. And first but not least, a hot glove for whatever, picking up hot things, whatever. I've got that. A bushcraft 14mm gouge. I only just got it in. Not much of a wood crafter, but I thought I'd get one. They've been on special, really good prices. So I bought a 14mm palm gouge for doing spoons and that. I've never really done much wood carving, but now that I've got it, I may as well start thinking about doing it. That's got 3 cloths around a WD-40 bottle. Always need WD-40. I bought a Toledo claw hammer. I've never had much use for a claw hammer, but I thought they'd be better for this sort of kit. The nail puller, plus you always need a good hammer. So that one, I've bought one of them. Gimlet set. It's got the 3 gimlets. Hadn't ever heard of them before, and then I saw them. These are cheap. You can get them. I've got another gimlet there too. So I've got a whole heap of them. They're really good. I saw how to use them. They're starting holes. They're really cheap and they're easy to get. Yeah, I was going to buy a vintage one, and then I saw these ones for cheap, so I bought a whole set of them. I've got that one plus the 4 set there. series of nails, all different ones, self-explanatory. Shinto rasp, it's the double-sided one. I only just bought it. I have never used it before. Again, very useful for woodwork. I saw this recommended. Not much of a woodworker, but again, I'm thinking about getting into doing a bit more for shaping wood and that. The Shinto rasp's good. Again, not much of a woodworker, but spoke shave, not that expensive, and yeah, why not? Set of Stanley chisels, again, wasn't very expensive, but yeah, and I got the 3 set, most useful set there. Series of tools. This is a vintage set of screwdrivers set, so you can just put it in, doesn't matter. It's got the Phillips and all the straight ones there. I bought that recently. Another one, vintage set. It's got more vintage. It's got the gimlet. All of these. Some of them are a bit bashed about, but it's not too bad. $5 at the markets. It was a really good buy. And then a set of Allen keys. Full set. You'd never be able to carry this around. There's just too much gear in there. Trowel for digging. Scotch eye 10mm by 230mm Scotch eye auger. I've got, I don't think I've got a wooden bit for it, but yeah, really handy for drilling holes. Good set of vice grips with lock bit in it. I am going to get another set as well. This is only the smaller set. I was thinking about getting the 250mm set as well. Really nice set of shears. They're the heavy duty ones, the vice shears. Always put them in these things so that they don't punch holes through my thing. I'll do that up. Scales, so you can put it on there just to, if you ever need to weigh something. Really nice set, vintage set of fencing pliers with the hammerhead, the beak. Really nice set. This one was I think they're the I can't remember. I think they're the they are a vintage set. I only just bought them a little while ago. They are an F-deck, yeah. Really nice set. Tin snips. Always got to have a good set of tin snips. Not a bad one, made in England. So yeah, really nice 300mm set. Vintage ones, I bought them recently too. tool roll, starting to get my tools up. I've got to go over that one. That one's starting to rust. I'll go over it and clean it up. That's made in Sheffield. Cold chisel. Another one. That's that wood wedge that I made. I've got a 4.4 different rasp, another rasp, another cold chisel, a smaller set of vintage set of tin snips, and a nice 12 inch, I think it's 12 inch or 10 inch needle. I'll make sure I go over them with a thing and oil them up too, because they're starting to rust already. More tools. As I said, I've started making some. I made that one myself. That's that spike. Made that one. Cold chisel. Bought that one. Mune. Cold chisel. Nice set of pliers. Vintage pliers. I got that one recently. Really nice. Chisel and centre punch. Self-explanatory. You always need them. Just if you need to grip anything. This one's not real good, but I put it in. I wasn't very impressed with this. It's a little block plane, but yeah, I might buy a little Stanley block plane. They're a little bit. They're not as. They're a bit expensive. They're about $60. But yeah, this is just a little block plane. That's my utility knife set, plus leather working gear, hollow punches, leather gear for doing, that's thread and all. It's got all needles and stuff in there, needles, a sharpening stone, a nice little knife, Japanese knife, just been thrown in there, and a utility blade, just all different bits for leather working in there. Pair of pliers and a Torben, I think the air Torben sheath. Getting down to the bottom of this kit. Pair of shears, garden shears, Fiskars shears. As I said, this is a pretty extensive kit. Most I've done, but I like to be able to put my hands on anything I want. A leather pad, put things down, and last but not least, a nice file. So that's a Nicholson Australian file. It doesn't need a handle because it's already got one on there, but yeah, you always need files, and I've got a few in there. And that is the end of that kit. I'll put it all back in there. I'll make sure I grease that, fix that other thing up. That's the first bag. I'll go through the others later on. I'll upload this, but I'll have the 3 bags all up. Other bags are just more of the same, but I've got different gear in it, obviously. So yeah, I tried to put as much varying gear in it as I possibly could. Again, the idea was, started out as a roll, as a wrap, and then it was going to be one bag. But then I thought, oh, if I'm going to add tools and bits and pieces into it, I'm not going, 3 bags is enough. And I did have some of the gear, but I did buy a lot of it too. Like I had the G clamps, and I had some of the vintage tools and that. And I made some of the tools, but I had to buy a lot of it too. You know, like I had that. And, I had all the microfiber stuff and that, but I did buy a lot of it too. So yeah, I don't think I've missed out on anything. I could pretty well just about build anything if I wanted to out of it. But as I said, if I put those 3 bags in a boot of a car nor sedan, I would that's 3 bags that'd fill up. Yeah, the Falcon it'd be a third of the boot would be full straight away. You know, so yeah, and even 1 bag is pretty heavy, because you know all these tools they start adding up really quick. And that's one thing I did note, was the weights of the bags. They do get pretty heavy, because yeah, once you start adding up all those tool weights, and you can't really, like, where do you draw lines? That was one thing I couldn't really start drawing lines. You know, what do you leave out? If you wanted to leave out something, you know, what were you going to leave out? And if you were going to have I wanted to have the kit to be as extensive as possible. So that's what I said, you know, this was going to be my do everything kit. And I know I could take a lot of it out of all the packaging, but I left them in the packaging so that they won't cut anything. And same as the auger bits and that, you know, like I leave them in the packaging so that they are protected. And you know, that's why I left a lot of it in the packaging. And then you add in weights you put everything in sheaths and that, so that they're all protected. Everything's in protection, so it stays all together and that too. So, you know, and yeah, just the weights everything adds up. So, you know, like, yeah, but I could cut it down a little bit, but I wanted it to be as comprehensive as possible. So yeah, that was my mindset with it. And as I said, I like building kits, so that's just the way it was. I could have had a smaller hammer, but this one, if I wanted to do a little bit of forging or something, you know, I could do that with this hammer, because it's heavy enough to do a little bit of forging with it. It's not exactly right for it, but I could do that if I wanted to, you know. So that's why I went with that hammer size, and that the handle's too long. It doesn't fit in the kit, but it's a damn fine hammer for what it is. So yeah, that's why I went with that. I was going to have another. I was actually going to go with a ball peen, but this one had more advantages. So yeah. But anyway, that's the first of 3. So anyway, thanks for watching.